we go. Let's go. Let's do it. Do it. Let's do it, Shaheed.
Well, why are you so excited?
And I'm happy to see y'all, man.
Oh my God. This nigga here. I swear to God.
Let's do it.
You know what? I'm here for the third strap, Wes. You got to get your reputation back up. You've been losing a little bit.
Right.
Crazy. I don't know if I can condone these antics, Wes. I will tell you, hey, Mike's is definitely hot. We're now firing up on there. No, you shouldn't have left us, Leah. And you should have got with me while you was here in Atlanta.
Dude.
You should have connected with me. You know what I mean? We could have had some fun. I know all the hot spots. Let's go. Well, I can't believe they did her like that, man. They cut her off of that program.
Who that?
Boy, that's so dirty. One of my employees, man, they knocked her off of a program that we had her on since March. But it's fine. We'll get it back. I mean, I could just put on a new platform. Brooklyn GQ in the building. Snuggle 668. Good evening. Mike's is going hot. 30 seconds. They already hot. We are live. You know what? Shaheed, I'm gonna message you something. Cause I think you might be right.
What you mean might be right? Whatever it is, Shaheed always right.
I'm about to text him.
Hey, y'all pull up in Clubhouse. Welcome everybody to the Clubhouse room. I'm probably getting doubles. I'm probably getting feedback. Let me mute my mic. Hey Karen,
Sir,
Selena, and Jenna, and Keisha, and Danae, and Desiree, and Tasha. What do you mean?
You know you started the wrong room, right?
No, I looked for one that was scheduled. I didn't see it scheduled. You had one scheduled in the calendar already?
No, you know what I left off? I left off the AABMA account.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah, because I looked for it within the AABMA. So there you are.
I'm in there. Let me
So Clubhouse is fired up. They probably like, why is all the audio coming out of that little guy in the corner with the afro? And the two brothers on the stage, his mic is muted. That's because we are simulcasting. We are piping the audio from our YouTube page over to Clubhouse, and all the audio is coming out of that first person up in the upper left-hand corner named AABMA. I'm gonna give you guys a link. Hopefully you got the latest and greatest Clubhouse app on your phone, because that way I can give you the link. Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me go to YouTube, and then I'm gonna post it in the Clubhouse room so you guys can actually pull up with us at YouTube and you can see our faces. I mean, Clubhouse is cool if you just want to kick back and just listen to our voice. It's an audio only app. But if you come over here to YouTube, it's a much more enjoyable experience. Promise you that. Shaheed is in the house. Jamila's in the house. So this is pin a link. We're going to put the link here, paste it. And when I add the link, it should give us a photo. Boom. So ladies and gentlemen, Clubhouse, you guys can just, if you want to just make this a better experience, why don't you just click the link at the top, and it'll take you straight over to our Clubhouse. I'm tripping. You know what? Hold on. Let me change the link. I forgot I'm simultaneously doing it on my page too. Uno momento. You see, when there's no budget, you get budget production. So you guys don't get mad at us. We're doing our best. We're doing the best we can, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. If you are on Clubhouse, you can click that link at the top of the room that says Ask a Black Man Anything, episode 17. If you want to see the same things you're listening to, you'll catch us over there, and we're good to go. I'll leave the Clubhouse stuff to Chris because he does that better than anybody. And then I'm back over here to YouTube. Chris, it's on you, boss.
Good evening. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mr. Hardeman in the building.
What's up, everybody?
I see you fresh cut.
Just a little bit.
I think I'm gonna change his name to Mr. Top Hat.
He ain't never not had a fresh cut. His haircut is always on. I don't even know if his hair grows. His hair don't even grow. It's just sharp at all times and shit.
Wes, why did you change your appearance, man? That would have been perfect for the camera. Maybe not for us in the back office, but you know.
Right.
You know. Ladies love cool Wes. Wes decided he wanted to his best impersonation of Magic Mike.
Indeed, I might bring him back. We'll see how the conversation goes.
Which is crazy because I don't hear the simulcast in my ear, just FYI. I don't hear it.
You don't hear what?
I don't hear it. I got it playing in my AirPod and I don't hear the sound.
You don't hear sound at Clubhouse?
Correct.
Uh-oh, test 1 2. Oh shit, hold on.
Well, I know he hates these, so why he's going.
This is episode 18, right?
17. We skipped a week. We skipped 2 weeks actually.
We have 2 17s.
Yeah, it's wait a minute.
The Summer Walker was 17.
It was?
Yeah. I'm looking at the YouTube page right now. We have, that was episode 17. So we got 2 17s.
Mr. Hardeman, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Mr. West is in the building.
It's always good.
It's been a busy week. It's coming to an end. I've had 2-day, 3-day events overlapping into each other, and it's just been, everything is just coming to a head this week. So last event on schedule is tomorrow's day 3. It's the final day, and that's the last event on the calendar for the rest of the year. So I get to pull back, get back in my creative element, get back in my creative space, and finish out the 4th quarter strong. So
nice. Zaddy, how you feeling, Zaddy?
Ha ha ha.
I want to know the backstory of this.
Zaddy, you're not old enough, son. You're not old enough.
Well, Shaheed definitely ain't old enough.
I was gonna say that's for sure.
When Shaheed lacks in age, he makes up for in height. So
I thought that was a new thing, a new term.
Nah, a new term. NEW.
Yeah, like I just thought that was what the young girls were saying these days.
Nah, man, it's some history. Only people on here that's authorized to know about this is me and Wes. You see, Chris is zaddy in training it right now, but he hasn't crossed those burning sands yet, so he has a little bit of time.
And I might not never get to a relationship, fooling around. I might just be, be single, solo for the rest of my life.
I'm
I doubt
fixing the description. Thank you for reminding me, Colin, that this is episode 18, not 17.
Hold on. Yeah.
I can fix it while we're live, which is cool.
I just want y'all to
gives us
know
the
that
ability.
Morehouse men don't cheat. So,
Loyal since when? Since what does that say? Yesterday.
1867, sir.
I got you.
Ladies
1867.
out there, let tonight be the freaking night that you all come on camera. No more excuses. Leah, Darica, Danae, Destiny.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Let me tell you something that's crazy.
The night you come up, no more keyboard warriors out there. Y'all come up tonight. We don't care about your bonnets. We don't care about your weave. We don't care about you not looking your Sunday best. Come up and quit supporting us out there in the chat. I'm getting tired of y'all.
What's crazy is Leah is really attractive.
Is she?
Really attractive.
We know.
Why is that crazy? That's not crazy.
How would we know?
Because she always hides herself from
I don't
pictures
believe it.
and coming on camera.
I don't believe it.
No worries.
I don't believe it.
Hold tight. Let's see.
I am empowering all the women in the chat to get y'all butts on this freaking video tonight.
We're gonna hit
Don't
them
make
like
me come out
We're gonna
there in
say,
that chat and
listen,
get
ladies, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Fresh face out the shower, no makeup. You can't use 7.
Uh-oh.
Rate yourself.
Best.
Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Fresh face, no makeup. Fresh out the shower. You can't use 7.
You're all 10s, baby. You're all 10s.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God Robert is not here to simp.
Oh, God. Uh-oh. Derica says she's a 10. Derica says, I am a 10.
Well, bring your 10 butt on this video then.
A 10. You know what a 10 means?
You are perfect.
There is no room for improvement. Red Lipstick Vibe says she's a 6. Just Kia says she is at 8. This is fresh face out the shower. No makeup, no eyeliner, no lipstick, no lip gloss, no blush, no foundation, no nothing. Fresh face out the shower. You can't
Rika,
use 7. You can't use 7 because everybody uses 7. Rate yourself on a 1 to 10 scale.
That's why you should give yourself a 7.3.
Just Kia, you're a 10, baby.
Danae says she's a 6.5. Now, ladies,
Danae,
you understand there's levels to this. You know, there's gorgeous, there's beautiful, there's pretty, and there's cute. You know, I was kind of saving this for a show, for one of my podcast shows. There's gorgeous, there's beautiful, there's pretty, and there's cute. Can you guess what each one of those numbers represent? I mean, what each one of those terms represent in the numerical scale? I wonder if you know. Mickey says she's a 6. Mickey said, fresh out the shower, she says she's a 6. Now, understand something, ladies and gentlemen. 5 is average. That's the majority of people in the world. A 5 is an average. Most people is a 5. If you claim to be a 6, that means you are above average. You're better looking than the average woman in your age range. So ladies, rate yourself from a 1 to 10. Fresh face out the shower. What a man would see with you coming fresh out the shower, glistening, water glistening.
Danae is
You
a
can't
10.
use 7.
Destiny,
7.3.
Destiny says she is an 8.9. But my soul is a 10 plus. Destiny says she's an 8.9.
Destiny's a 10.
Look, goddamn Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan is gonna say Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Luke Skywalker's not here tonight, right? Okay. Derica, she doubled down. Derica says she's a 10 plus. Derica says that she is Perfect. There is no room for improvement. There's nothing that can get better. There's nothing she needs to work on.
Erica, congratulations.
Nothing she needs to work on.
You have been invited to come on camera with the rest of us gentlemen because of your rating. So come on up.
You can't use 7. Angela Swift says with the super chat. Shout out to Angela for the $1.99 super chat. We appreciate you, my love. Where's my? There we go. Angela says she's not rating her face, but her heart is a 7. Her heart is a 7.
So she doesn't have heart because you can't use 7.
You can't even use a 7. Wait a minute. Listen, ladies. Well, okay, Angela, I'm curious. Why won't you rate your face? Why won't you rate your face?
Because there's no.
Would you like? Okay, you know what? Let's keep it fair, fellas. Should we rate ourselves? Let's rate ourselves, fellas, on the handsome scale. On the handsome scale. You know, now here's the deal. You got a fresh cut. I mean, fresh, sharp out the barber, fly is cut. He hit you up with the hot towel, the whole 9. Your beard is nice and sharp. Everything is clean. You fresh face. Rate yourselves, gentlemen. Fresh face, fresh cut, fresh haircut, fresh beard trim. What do you believe that you are, honestly? I'll go first. I believe that I am, in the face, I believe I'm a 5. In the face, from here, I believe that I am a 5. I think I'm average looking.
Look at this man, Wes. All right. Ladies, Mr. West is in the building.
Mr. West is in the building. Chris.
I'll go
Chris.
7.
Okay. So, no, you can't use 7.
Oh, we can't.
You cannot use a 7. No, you cannot use a 7. Shahid, you just got a fresh cut, bruh. You were the cleanest, but you're today's age. You can't talk about how you used to look. You got to talk about today. What are you?
They don't even care about the rest of us anymore. They're looking at Wes.
I'm getting finer as I get older. I'm an 8.
All right. Shahid says he's an 8. I say I'm a 5.
Commercial.
This is real talk for me. I don't rate myself. I don't rate myself because I am who I am, and I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. So I don't put a number. I don't put myself on the scale. So I that's my answer. It's lame. Might be lame to y'all, but yeah, I don't rate myself.
So Shane, you said your face is a 5?
I believe I'm a 5. Yes.
But what about the rest of you? So
Well, that's not. We're not rating the rest of us. We're only rating. It's face only. It's face only. It's not the body. It's not.
Wait.
Has nothing to do with muscles. It has nothing to do with chest or how tall you are. It has nothing to do with your build. This is simply your face.
Oh,
You didn't give the women that.
well, see, so if I'm like, first of all, I'm not getting fresh out the shower with a fresh cut. So that's number one. I'm gonna take a shower first, and then I'll get the fresh cut. But if you're talking fresh cut, I'm like a 9.
Uh-oh.
I'm a 9. Like when it hit just right. Face only, I'm a 9. I'm still working on my body, so I give my body average.
Yeah, we're talking about just the body. I mean, we're talking about just the face. Angela says, Shannon, in that case, you're a 7+. But I can't be a 7, Angela. I cannot be a 7. I have to be 7. No version of 7 is allowed. Angela rates me higher than I rate myself. Angela is rating me higher than I rate myself. Tasha says, and thank you, Tasha, for the $5 super chat. She says, hey, y'all. Hey, Wes. She said, hey, y'all, and then gave Wes his own shout out. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Wes, you need me to shoot you over a t-shirt, bro? You want me to shoot you over a t-shirt, bro?
Sure, I'd appreciate that for sure. I got some backup today. They all 10s, right, Rob? They all 10s, baby.
All right, so Chris says that he is an 8 in the face. Shannon says he's a. Oh, what did you say? A 9.
He's a
you said
9 in the face.
Okay, Chris says he's a 9 in the face. On a scale of 1 to 10, fresh face, handsomeness. This is a handsome scale, ladies and gentlemen. We're rating ourselves on the handsome scale. And fellas in the chat, I want you to throw your number in there too. Be honest, because men, we keep it 100. We're not on no delusional shit. So Shannon says he's a 5. Shahid says that he is an 8. Chris says he is a 9. And now Colin said he's not rating himself. And then now we have Wes and we have Robert.
I would just like to say, for the record, I don't participate in these societal norms that have been perpetrated against our culture.
Oh my God!
Beginning of time. I rest my case.
All right. So Wes has bowed out. Robert. So Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker's here tonight, y'all. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker's here tonight, everybody. Everybody give a round of applause to Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker. The tag team is here. Robert, what do you rate yourself? You fresh face out the shower. You got a fresh cut. Your beard is trim. You looking as fly as possible. The glasses are clean. You got fucking lotion. You got your skin exfoliated.
I mean,
but you can't use 7. But you can't use 7. 7 is off the.
I wasn't gonna say 7, man.
Let me just say this, Brian, before you go. Don't lose your spot, man. Colin has a no rating. He's been waiting to join the Federation for a minute. Don't lose your spot, baby. Listen, I'm Batman looking to replace Robin. I've been.
I'm curious to know why y'all be staying on mute. What y'all got going on in the background? Y'all come off mute, man.
Who's on mute?
This ain't Clubhouse.
Who on mute?
I'm just used to doing that, running all these events. It's etiquette.
You good? I just had to make that. Okay, Robert. And a shirt other than the black T-shirt. You gotta have like a. We're gonna have to get you like some colored T-shirts,
man.
You sound like you love struck.
Rob is in like another class, man. Sometimes Rob he a 9 out of 10, man. Like when I'm fresh up, when I'm set up, everything like that, I'm a 9/10.
Man,
all right. No, pick one. Which one? 9 or perfect?
I'm not gonna say I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'll go with a 9.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right, fellas.
More than you, bro.
I mean, I don't know if we participate in this, but I need to pick me up. It's been a bad week, so I'm a 9. So I mean,
he said I need to pick me up.
My eyes are actually brown. Y'all can't tell. Like the whole thing. It's the whole
DM me
thing.
your cape and tights size. I got you, baby.
Oh gosh.
So we got Chris is a 9. Robert is a 9. We got Shahid. Shahid is an 8. Shannon is a 5. Colin is pleading the 5th, and Wes is pleading the 5th. And over in the chat, we got What the Funk. He's a 9. We got Candid. Oh, look at Candid. She said Shan is capping. He knows he's an 8 in the face. No, I'm average. I'm an average looking brother. I don't believe that I'm below average. I think I'm an average looking brother. Right? I mean, I think I'm average. Nothing special about me. Sheed is an 8. He's a clean 8. My man Sheed is a clean 8. Mr. Awesome, he's a solid 6. All right, that's above average. Mr. Awesome is above average. He looks better than most men. Michael, anyone who wants 7, it's not. It's a 6, and it's equivalent. It's an adjustable 6. I think he's saying he's a 6. All right, cool. So the fellas have voted. What the Funk says he's a strong 6. And my man Al Keys, is that my guy Al Keys is in the house? That's my partner, man. So remember we talk about inner circle friends. I didn't know he'd pull up. I mean, I know he'd be watching the show, but I didn't know he'd pull up. Al Keys is an 8. Just Kia is saying Shannon, whatever. Yeah, right. Well, I don't know what do you mean, Kaya? What do you mean, Kaya? So ladies have voted, men have voted. Nobody seems to believe that they are below average. No man or woman in this chat, in this live or in the chat, believes that they're below average. Nobody has called themselves a 4. Nobody has called themselves a 4. People are either damn near perfect, or I'm the lowest. I'm the less. I look the worst out of everybody. I'm a 5. How come?
You smoking Sherm?
No, what, bro? I'm an average looking dude.
Trying to be modest and whatnot.
No, I'm an average.
Yeah,
Come on, bro. Remove.
You know what it is? I know what it is, Robert. What's the girl? Mariel not watching. That's why he not giving himself.
Now, what it is the reason that you feel like that, Shan, because I want to help you with your self-confidence, brother. The reason you feel like that is because you've been wearing this dark cape and this hood over your head, talking through this breathing apparatus for so long.
Wes, are you going to Return of the Jedi on him? Father, I know there's still good in you. I feel the conflict. There is no conflict.
Exactly.
Angela hit us with another super chat. She said Shannon Rawls, and she gave me the little heart-faced eyes. See, she agrees. I'm a 5. She agrees. I'm an average-looking brother. I don't believe I'm below average.
Look at Robert's picture. Look at Robert's picture. Pimp Daddy Kane.
Hey, Robert looked like the dude from not Boys in the Hood.
Wait.
Wood. He looks like the dude.
That's a trench coat. Raise that up. Let's see the whole. We want to see the whole.
Man, what was that shot? 1999.
It was shot. It was a while ago.
Robbie be catfishing.
I was a model type deal.
Robert be catfishing. That's what Robert be sitting in chair. What's up, baby? Let me send you a picture.
They
be pulling up like you said. You look like Janet Jackson, not Freddie Jackson.
Robert said that he can't send no more pictures out
to the real world.
He's been sequestered. He's taking his phone from his hand and only been focusing on business. So he said no more pictures. He said business only. Anyways, with that being said, I want to welcome everybody to the most phenomenal show. We let this guy next to me take a little leeway here. He running with the mules or the bulls or something like that. He want to rate everybody, He wanted somebody to say a 5 so he can tell you you're average at best. But thank you for not.
Hey, did we say pineapples or anything before we started this?
Say what? We're gonna just ignore Robert. Want to introduce you all to the amazing co-host here. I am Chris Davis, and honored to be among these gentlemen. We are doing what we call Ask a Black Man Anything. We have some great topics we want to talk about with you tonight. If you are currently on Clubhouse, here's the crazy thing. Clubhouse has reinvented themselves, and at the very top of the Clubhouse room that you see, you can click the link and you can join us live in the comments. If you're in audio only mode, that's perfectly fine. I want you to ping about 2 or 3 people into the room and have them join us in here, so that you can hang out with us here. We'll also tell them to come over to the YouTube and interact with us in the comments. We want to see your face. If you have a question, you are only able to ask a question live on YouTube. You don't have to show your face, but we welcome. With that being said, Shan, Shaheed, Wes, Colin, Robert, we haven't done it in a while. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, and then we'll put it over to Shan for Hot Topics.
What's going on, everybody? It's Shaheed Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California. One half of the Everybody's Right podcast, your favorite black cowboy, your favorite black educator, amongst some of your favorite black men. Wes, it's on you.
Do it. Cinematographer, filmmaker located in Los Angeles, California. Autistic IQ on all social media. Colin, my brother.
Colin Hardiman, executive producer extraordinaire, founder of Amazing Media, digital media company. Glad to be here with my bros, as always. My expertise, of course, is just coming through life's experience. All these grades, I can, offer my input as far as lessons that I've experienced for myself. So glad to be here. Robert, it's on you.
Robert Longmire, Bakersfield, California. It's been a heck of a week. Don't really feel like speaking about myself much. It's been one of those weeks, other than mentioning that I am a 9. See me in person, look at these eyes. You don't see Um, that's pretty much it. I'm ready to get it, man. I'm here to hang out today, man. It's a hangout day for me.
So disappointed. So
I think that's you,
Welcome
Shan.
everybody.
You, right?
It's your boy Shan coming from the West. Four fingers up, two twisted in the middle. 49-year-old, twice married, twice divorced brother who gives a lot of advice to men and women. I used to say I teach men, but it seems women are learning a lot as well. So now I just teach people about two ships: entrepreneurship and relationships. Those are the two things I like to talk about. I talk about them here on my channel at YouTube. If you are watching us over at Ask a Black Man Anything, you can find me at Shannon Rawls. All you got to do is type in SHANNON space RAWLS, and you can find my channel. If you're watching us over at my channel, you can find us over at Ask a Black Man Anything. Please subscribe to Ask a Black Man Anything as well. I appreciate you guys allowing me to be here with these bros. We've been going on this almost a year. We are about a month and a half away from a full year of doing shows together. So I'm really excited that I'm here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And we're gonna have some good talks today. Chris, it's on you, big dog.
What's up, everybody? Chris Davis from Buffalo, New York, and currently in Atlanta, Georgia. Great to be among these co-hosts for this amazing show, Ask a Black Man Anything. I currently am a two-time published author. Just came out with my second book. It is right here. Most people, I don't have a author's copy. It just came out last night. Just got it published by Amazon. It's called The Art of the Ultimate Vetting Guide. 99% of people who are dating are vetting someone or someone's. And I am super proud of this book. It is a workbook designed to help you get to properly vet your potential mate or mates. Look, it's going to be a phenomenal book, in my opinion. It is already on Amazon. You can get a sneak peek if you go to the link in my Instagram. It is there. You can get it before I officially release it next week on Black Friday. My Instagram is @thereal_Chris Davis. Would love for you to support me in that. I also have another book. It's called The Edge of Greatness. It's my autobiography. So if you want to learn a little bit about me, where I come from, why I've been fired 15 times in my life, why I've designed a board game, published a board game, and got to the space that I'm in now, it's The Edge of Greatness. And it'll also teach you how you can also become the Michael Jordan of your own personal life. With that being said, man, I just want to welcome you all to an amazing show. I am very happy to be here.
wow.
What was that accent?
Yeah, a little throwback. If you've seen Coming to America, I'm definitely very happy to be here. Father, single. So if you are in Georgia, if you ain't in Atlanta, Georgia, you slide in my DM, The Real Chris Davis on Instagram, @Chris Davis on Instagram. And if you're on Clubhouse, welcome to Clubhouse. Welcome. We have been here almost for a year. We're about 2 or 3 months short of a year of us doing this particular show. Way back when we had the vision to take it live, and we want to bring it to you because I think that it's good to be able to see each other and see each other's faces and stuff like that, because Clubhouse is audio only, and I don't like hiding behind the phone. With that being said, I want to toss it over to the super producer for our hot topics here tonight, because they're going to be juicy. Let's go.
Oh, a lot of stuff happening this week, you guys. A lot of stuff going on this week. One of them is tragic and unfortunate. But it also sparks a conversation. Young Dolph. I'm not sure if a lot of people heard who this guy is. He wasn't a young guy. Shahid is going to explain it to us, and he's going to introduce us to a question that each of us should really ponder. Young Dolph was shot dead yesterday while getting donuts for his mother by 2 assailants. Go ahead, Shahid. Break it down to everybody.
Yeah, so Young Dolph is a well-known rapper from the Memphis area. And like you said, he was out getting donuts for his mother a few hours before turkey drive he was putting on in his hometown. He was, like I say, he's originally from Memphis, but he does not live in Memphis. I don't believe. I believe he lives in the Atlanta area or something, but he always comes back home to give back to his community, during the holiday season. And, I don't know if somebody had the drop on him or they just saw him or what, but they saw their target and they executed him, while he was in the cookie store or whatnot. He's well known for the vehicles he drives. I think he was in the time of at this time he was driving a camouflage painted Ferrari.
Corvette C8.
Oh, it was a Corvette.
Yeah, it was a brand new Corvette C8.
Yeah, so but I saw a lot of people, for when it comes to street stuff, I typically don't like, because the streets are the streets, you know what I mean? And it's a different world when you're in the streets. But I saw a lot of people, calling it hating and not wanting to see a black man succeed or whatnot. But me knowing the situation, not saying that this is tied in any kind of way, but he did have some, I wouldn't even call it industry beefs. I would say street beefs that spilled into the rap hip hop industry. And we, some of us that are in tune with the music, hip hop culture, we got to hear bits and pieces. He's well known for his beef with two other Memphis artists, Yo Gotti and Black Youngster. Like, they go back and forth in interviews and their music on different social media platforms all the time. So the question was, you know what I mean? And this is not uncommon in the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, not even 5 or 6 years. It goes back to Biggie and Tupac. So the question is, like, is hip hop culture detrimental to the black man? What do you guys think?
Is hip hop culture detrimental to the black man?
A rap culture, I'll say. Rap music culture.
So I was actually in a Clubhouse discussion yesterday. I didn't get to stay in there long, but the topic was similar, whereas does rap culture or does hip hop affect the black community negatively? So it didn't used to be that way. If you remember KRS-One, Slick Rick the Ruler, Common, Talib Kweli, they're lyricists. So it's just like they all had positive messages in their lyrics. They was always encouraging people to do better, our community to do better. And of course, mainstream executives like, oh, we can't have people out here empowering the black community. So that's when things just start to shift. And you have the market that's just saturated with what's out there now. So, I mean, to that point yesterday, it's just like, I don't really listen to satellite radio or radio at all. I just listen to my iTunes, which is full of 80s, 90s, 2000s music. And I still listen to those artists today because, they don't get the limelight anymore. But I know rap is also like a reflection of kind of like the struggle and, it's stories embedded deep in that. So it's like, it's part of our culture. So it's just like, that's how rap was really defined, kind of poetic in a sense of people just kind of vocalizing or, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Right. But I think today, yes, it's very destructive because there's really not a message other than sex, money, drugs. That's really just being advocated right now. Whereas 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was more about empowerment and uplifting and doing something with your life. So I definitely do think it impacts the black community in a bad way right now.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
I think that hip hop, rap, our culture's music affect us in both a positive and a negative way. Negative because some people don't understand the difference between reality and art or music or talent or the word I'm looking for is entertainment. That's the word I'm looking for. Entertainment. Some people, and Shane has given the example with Tupac many a times, where when Tupac was on set, you know, a guy walks up to him and, hey man, let's go smoke some weed, and Tupac was like, no, I got to learn my lines. There is a clear difference between real life and entertainment, and I think some people take the words of lyricists to heart, and they don't separate the entertainment side of it. I have to do this for my versus I have to do this because this is the life I live. The majority of people who live that life find themselves dead, in jail, or in trouble, or running away from, or trying to get away from that lifestyle. The other side of it is there are a lot of things that folks like Common, you know, to light through the art of rap, hip hop, that we can be socially conscious, we can be socially aware. It brings our community together a lot of times. I mean, think, you know, remember what year it was? I'm gonna say maybe 95 when Tupac came out with Brenda's Had a Baby. That talked about single motherhood back then, in an era and childhood pregnancy when nobody was talking about those things. And those are things that sometimes I wish we could get back to, but this whole beef culture, I think that some people just take it way too far. Oh, I'm gonna kill you, you know, I'm gonna assassinate you, I'm gonna run guns up here. I get it, right? You know, men get angry. And one thing that I admire most about other men is that we can speak in an elevated or passionate tone, and once we're done, it's pretty much over. Most of us, the majority, I think the greater majority of mature men can. But sometimes I think, and I'm gonna toss it back to you, Shahid, I think that just some fans take it way too far and take matters into their own hands. Go ahead, Shahid. You had to say.
Yeah, no, I just don't think it's entertainment anymore. I mean, within rap music, you have certain subgenres of rap. They call it drill music and this and that, conscious rap, all of those things. But I think the most popular form of rap music today, the one that has the youth, the young black men, it's no longer entertainment. Rap used to be like you were an artist. You were like an actor, you were, you know what I mean, a poet, whatever. And now it's like you can't be in the rap game if you're not living out your lyrics. Like you can't talk about killing nobody if you don't have no bodies. You can't talk, you know what I mean? You can't have security as a rapper. If you have security as a rapper and you look at yourself as a investment, as an asset, it's frowned upon within the most popular form of rap today that the kids, I would say 12 to 25 are listening to. That's what's making the most money is I'm gonna kill you when I see you. I was telling somebody the other day, like, you know, the hip hop the rap that I come from, it promoted violence most definitely, but it was like what my crew is gonna do to you, what my boys is gonna do to you. Nowadays, these dudes is jumping out $200,000-$300,000 cars, having drive-bys in the middle of Beverly Hills, in the middle of, you know, South Beach and things like that. So I definitely think today, you know, rap music has. But I can't blame. I do have a certain level of compassion for these artists because, and I don't necessarily put all the blame on them because they just products of their environment. If you see that, damn, this dude is tough. Even the kids that you come from a 2-parent home, you come from a middle class. You didn't come from the projects. You lived in a nice neighborhood. But if you have aspirations to be a rapper and you see like, oh, this is what's getting on the radio. This is what's getting signed to a major label is projecting yourself to be this killer. That's what you're gonna do. So that's why for me, I do have a certain level of compassion for certain artists that come from a different type of lifestyle. But I'll go ahead and let somebody else. Go ahead, Wes.
So you said something that struck me. That provoked the thought I was already thinking, which is, I think typically what happens is, we talk about rap music. So just quick background. I was a rapper. Yeah, I don't want to hear it. But you
gotta give us some bars later in the show.
But that was my background, and then I became a music producer, the whole nine, and I grew up in a middle class family in the middle of the hood, though. So, my dad was the high school football coach, so everybody respected him and the whole nine. But drugs and crime was literally at my doorstep. I've had people being stabbed on my doorstep. Just the craziest stuff, especially around the crack era when everything kind of popped off. That being said, so all of my best friends, and matter of fact, my boy who I actually first started rapping with, actually came from Compton, moved from Compton to my hometown. So it was all around me. I was just, I had an opportunity. It's weird, but I would say I had a blessed opportunity to live in the midst of it, but not be of it, and have a little bit of a shield with my dad and his status and all of the big homies. They wouldn't allow me to get in nothing and nothing to affect me or whatever the case is. But it was all around me, and even my oldest brother was a victim of the drug epidemic at that point. But I say all of that to say that just that experience gave me a lot of empathy and a lot of insight into what was happening in the hood. Now, to get back to rap music, and rap has evolved over time, and once upon a time it was all about partying and the whole nine, and then it got a little bit more street, but reality was getting more street, so to speak. And so I tend to think that as much as we try to vilify rap, and I have big issues with a lot of the messages in all music now, and I never thought I would come to the day that I would say that when I was the guy in the studio making tracks for a lot of these rap artists and a lot of this music, and I was a guy writing R&B songs that were overly sexualized in the whole nine. So to be at this place, I never thought I would be, but that's what life and evolving does for you. That being said, my main point is I tend to think that art just imitates life. So we run to the conversation very quickly about rap music and the effect it has on the community. And yes, it's a circular thing. It's a catch-22 because those messages go out and more people hear that, and it plants those seeds of what they might need to, what they think they might need to live out. But the reality of it is economics in the hood, in the Black community, and poverty. And that's what lead people to, because if you got rid of rap music, I guarantee you the dudes who are involved in most of the violence and all of those things, they still gonna be there. They still gonna get it in because they still gotta feed their family. So we it's not a valid conversation to talk about messages and music and the whole nine, but you got to go to the source, and the source is poverty and the economics of the Black community and the lack and all of the things that have been kind of perpetrated on our community that lead us to that end. And again, the music, the art, the television is just showing us a little glimpse of reality. Otherwise, if music was the problem, then all the rappers would be the only ones in the midst of violence and everything else, and the hood would be cool. But the what we're seeing in the media is not bigger than, it's only a small glimpse into what's really going on in real life, and real life is the problem.
So let me ask you this though, Wes, because I agree with you too. Like, but what I'm seeing today is like, you have multi-millionaires, and these dudes are not young dudes. A lot like Young Dolph was 36 years old, and you know, multi-millionaire and whatnot, and they still talking about, when I see you, I'm gonna take your life.
Right. So my point is that I get that, but is that the music, and is that the problem, or is it the life? Because if he didn't have a multi-million dollars, and we didn't see him on the screen, and we didn't know who he was, he would still be in that life, and he might still have this beef. The only difference would be he might not have the gains that would make him such a target. So that might be true. But meanwhile, for every Dolph, it's 100 other dudes that we'll never know the name of that's gunned down or killed in some way and gone too soon because of the same source, because of the same problem. The fact that exists, minus the music, means that it's not the music, although the music is most definitely a problem. I don't want that to get lost. I absolutely understand that, maybe more than most. There's a problem with the music and the message, but bigger than the music and the message is the problem that exists in the hood, if that makes sense, in our communities. I don't even want to say the hood, in our community, and the disparity between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with Wes. I'm with Wes. Being in the entertainment business, being in the film business, knowing friends. We have a film producer. Well, we have a music producer in the audience. My friend Albert Keys. He's a successful music producer, and most of all of his artists is rap, gangster rap. But the reality is rap hurting the community? Is rap killing people, or are killers just rappers?
Rappers, yeah.
Is rap killing people? Oh, no, go ahead. Because see, the reality is, when you think about it, when you think of some of the most popular names, like for instance, Young Dolph, you think of King Von that was killed. I think he was killed in Atlanta. Pop Smoke, who's from New York, but was killed out here in LA in Hollywood Hills. You know, XXXTentacion. XXXTentacion was shopping to buy. He was driving his BMW in Florida at a motorcycle shop, buying a motorcycle. Young Dolph was buying donuts. King Von was shot by a crew member of another rapper because they thought they were getting ready to get into a fight. See, the thing is, the rap killing them, or these niggas already got a beef, or is it just that rappers are killers? Or is rap killing people, or if you remove the rapping element, these dudes would still get shot?
Yeah. My thing is this: like, for me, working in education and being in tune with a certain age demographic, especially of young black men, and I can see a young black boy come up in a middle class environment in Phoenix, Arizona, where you don't have no ops. You don't have no ops. You don't have a beef. You don't have any of that. But now that this music that you consume and turns you into, now all of a sudden you ready to kill on sight. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It creates, like, I don't even say guns. I say firearms, right? And I know when I go back home, I don't carry a weapon with me because I know what my psyche is like, and I know what type of environment I'm in, and I'm a whole nother person when I got my weapon on. So I don't know if the first time anyone has held a gun, but you're a totally different person when you got that gun on. If you held a gun before, right? So when I see these kids listening to music and they get their hands on the gun, they start mimicking the attitude and behavior of this monster, that whoever they believe they are, you become that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen dudes that grew up in Baldwin Hills. I mean, Baldwin Hills is just right. It's just, you just got a view of the hood down below you. That's all it is. Like, for anybody that ain't never been, Baldwin Hills is in the middle of the hood on the hill. That's it. So, but I've seen dudes become some of the biggest killers that had your mom was a lawyer, your dad was a doctor, but the culture consumed you to now where you in it. You wanted to
But
be
do you
from
put that on rap though, Shaheed, or do you put that on the environment that they're in? Because
you
we were
involved with
gang
him.
banging, because 8 Trey Gangsters and Rolling 60 Crips was beefing way before Rapper's Delight came out in 1979.
Right, but then guess what happened? That music became what it is based on that, and then the people that weren't that lived up in the hills, they started adapting that, and you're not even about that life.
But through music or because of the environment? That's the thing
No,
about it. I know what you mean,
No,
because we
it's-
got squares. Because there's squares. I know what you mean when you say, because there's squares out there that's killing each other. But did a rap beef take away Nipsey? Did a rap beef
No.
take away Extension? Did a rap beef take away Young Dolph? Did a rap beef take away King Von? Did a rap beef take away? Now, I'm going to exclude Biggie and Tupac, even though there's conspiracy theories around that. But by and large, these people were just getting robbed by broke niggas that wanted their shit.
No, so okay,
Or
so
jealous
here's a better example. For example, like I've been working in the school system for X amount of years. So when let's use Young Dolph and Yo Gotti, that's who's beefing, right?
Okay.
That's who the beef was. So the kids that are fans of Young Dolph, of Yo Gotti, these kids are you praising this man's death. You ain't never been in nothing heated in your life, and you praising a man that just lost his life. You as if you was a part of the crew that took his life. So that in itself, if I'm from the streets and I'm a kid that's really in that environment, and I see a kid praising my homie, like praising the fact that my homie just lost his life, that's all from the music. Like, how do you choose a side? You're not even from Memphis. You don't know what's going on in Memphis. But the music, the social media, that's so out. These kids are heavily invested in these beefs. They will not even
people claiming blocks in Chicago. What's the two
saying.
blocks in Chicago that nobody like? Nigga, you ain't even visited the block.
Yeah, O Block and all that. Like kids in Phoenix, Arizona, talking about they O Block.
Yo, but check this out. Let's say if you keep social media, but you take away music. Let's take away rap music. Rap never evolved, or rap didn't exist. But we have social media. Well, the reality of it is that what social media has done, and I would say what the music has done is it's just been a vehicle for people to experience other people that's not geographically where they are. So if you take away the actual rap and you just leave people being able to see into other people's lives, see other people doing better than them, seemingly, supposedly, and they saw the fame and all of the things that they wanted.
It'll scare the shit out of them, Wes. Like what I mean by that is like when you say if you take away the music, they're gonna look at just the action of what's happening, and like I don't want no part of that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Because they don't have to see the action of what's happening. They don't have to look anywhere but in their out of their window. Like let's be clear, there's not a film crew showing us everything that's happening on media. What happened to Young Dolph and so many others is not a movie script that someone put together and produced and said, okay, now let's show this thing to the people. It was happening in real life. Social media has just allowed us to see it. So what I'm saying is,
Wes, I don't think you understand to the extent though. It was happening in real life, but it's different when it's happening in real life and a motherfucker is hanging out the side of a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce with an AK-47 in his hand.
But here's my point. My point though is, here's what it is. People see, economically speaking, the shit is going on all around them in their hood, and they're participating. First off, rap, no rap. That's just a fact. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. There'd be nothing to rap about. The other part is, and why does that happen? Where a lot of the violence happens, not just beef between rivalries, enemies and the whole nine, but I'm talking about, let's go a step further to crime, right? people taking from other people. They're taking from people who they feel have something that they can gain from. So all I'm suggesting is, because that's also a reality, because crime existed, niggas was taking shit from niggas before there was rap and before there was social media. What I'm suggesting is that social media and that whole piece, the whole geographic space and people seeing other things, for the most part, because it's not, listen, let's keep it 100. It's not a whole lot of squares out there that's really, yeah, they get involved because of the material, but they aren't the ones that are getting shot. The ones that are getting shot and that are involved in everything are the ones who are literally living.
I gotta disagree with you there, Wes.
Let me interject real quick, and because we could talk about the semantics of, you know, where it comes from and how it got here, and, you know, what's plaguing. We all know what's plaguing. I think, you know, at some point we as a community need to find a way to collectively solve the problem of more than just gun violence, more than just poverty, and more than people believing that they are larger than they are. I agree with you, Shaheed, on the point of when you carry a weapon, you're a different person. I never leave the house without mine. I had a conversation with my best friend about a week ago. He asked me, you know, do you carry it with you out of fear? And I said to him, no, it's not out of fear. It's insurance. I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But I'm a responsible weapons owner, right? And I've never had to draw it on anybody or use it. And I think I've had my weapon for almost 2 years. But I think that has a lot to do more with my mentality and the people I surround myself with. Because I listen to music, right, that talks about, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You know, I have some of those emotions that, you know, I may want to exact revenge on someone who's done me wrong. But I think as a product of the environment and because of my choices, I don't want to make those mistakes. But I think collectively, two things I want to pivot from this, because it's a great topic. But I think that we need to figure out, how do we solve the problem of gun violence or just violence, period, particularly in our community? That's just something to ponder on, right? Something we can collectively figure out. You know, obviously we would need to have a large enough platform, right? Obviously people would need to share, you know, our videos more often and invite people to watch our shows more often so that we could be problem solvers rather than just pontificators.
Chris, I'd love to speak to speak. That's a great point. I actually spoke specifically to what you're saying in my stories today, because I was in a great conversation with I think Benzino was in there and a few other people was in there.
You have your shirt on.
I did have my shirt on.
Okay, now I'll listen to you, because, you know.
Gotcha. So, but here's the thing, man. You know, we this is the thing that we hear all the time is, hey, you know, we're tired of talking about it. Let's what are the solutions? Right. And but here's the thing, and I said this earlier: the conversation is the solution, because there's only two things only a few. I can name two right off that we can do collectively that has an effect. One is our black dollar, and where we choose to exercise it and use it, and where we choose not to, because that moves companies and organizations and corporate America. So that's the first thing. They only give us more of what we put our money into. We put our money into rap music, they're gonna give us more of it. They're gonna sign more of it. They're gonna push more of it. So that's the one thing we can do collectively. The other thing we can do collectively is vote. You start talking about guns, well, we know it's all about legislation. Now, that opens up a whole nother conversation, because you've got half the black community that don't believe in voting and don't understand the power there. And so there's very little that we can do beyond ourselves, our individual rights when it comes to voting and legislation, gun legislation. So what's left? The only other thing, man, it's really simple. It's just conversations like these. These are this is where it's at, because I hear someone like Shaheed that might differ in opinion than me, and I differ in some opinions than him, and we might both we have our thoughts, and so we're going to implement the things that we believe, which at the end of the day, all 6 of these squares are all for the good of the greater good of the community. So
you calling a square?
Say it again.
Who you calling a square? Go ahead, bless.
That was good one. That was good. But we all have a common cause at the end of the day, regardless of how we go about it. So we know we're going to do those things with the people that we love and the people that we can actually affect. Shaheed and the kids that come into his life, and then the rest of us with our own kids or our kids' friends, or just wherever we go. So there's that piece, but the other part of that is, but maybe I share something with Shaheed that he didn't consider, or he gets a new little bit of perspective, or maybe I get a new little bit of perspective, and now I can implement that as well, or mix that with what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, the whole each one teach one, that's really all we have. That's really where the power is. So people always despise these conversations, like, oh, we're talking about it again. How we going? What's the move? Well, the move is the talk, and then you go and do the move individually. That's the only way it's going to change it, because you get enough minds, if no one else, our own kids, impart certain things in their minds, so that at some point this shit changes and shifts over time and phases out. Otherwise, we all have different thoughts, and we're not a monolith. So otherwise, we'll be twiddling our thumbs to the end of time, waiting for one agenda and objective, and everybody say, "Yep, that's the one. Let's go do that right now."
All right, did you want to have a final comment on it?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that 100%. And just to be clear, I'm not against rap music at all, and I'm guilty of playing and blasting some of this music at its highest levels. But again, like, everybody is not as disciplined as me. Like, this music don't make me want to go. At a point, it did. But now at 33 years old, it don't make me want to go out and find a dude I'm in a disagreement with and take his life. You know what I mean? But I think hip hop, rap music is one of our greatest assets we have as a community. But I do think it needs some reforming. But I definitely don't want to just do away with it at all.
I think up at the upper levels, though, and this is just me speculating. I know a few people in the industry as far as television is concerned. It just feels like there's a lot of people who have a say-so as to the content that we're allowed to put out into the masses. I think if we can figure out, and I believe Wes had it with that dollar bill statement, we can figure out how to adjust what they're allowing to be promoted more often than the rest. Because it's not just violence, it's the over-sexualization. There's a lot more negative being pushed out than positive whatsoever. And if we can find a way to collectively affect that, and I believe that that's mostly done through the dollar, through what we watch, through watching our algorithms, then maybe that will curb some of the message. All in all, I agree with Wes. Really, it's a full circle thing. The rap comes from the hood. The niggas in the hood is doing nigga shit in the hood. They gonna rap about it. Some of that's gonna trickle over into life, into their rap life, and it may catch up with them. It sounds like to me, I don't know the full story of the young man that just passed, but it sounds like to me that's really just old stuff that just came back to him. It don't seem like it's nothing new. It don't seem like it was the beef between Gotti and everybody else. It seemed like he did some stuff and it just kind of lingered on till he finally got caught back in Memphis. I don't know the story though. I don't know the full thing. But I'm gonna end it there. It's almost done.
Yeah, I think it was important for us to talk about because black men, as men who probably all listen to rap music or some form of hip hop culture, we're influencers, whether we like it or not. And someday somebody's going to look back at this or 10,000 times or however many views in the future we may get, or even if it's 2, right? Someone may look back at it and say, well, they talked about it, they did a lot of talking, but they had no true solutions. And I definitely wanted to to make sure that we focused on, or we at least address the fact that we as a collective need, and maybe not just us six, right? But we as a culture, we need to come with a solution. With that being said, I do want to take a moment to let you know, if you're currently on Clubhouse, the hand raising feature is on, but in order to ask a question, you want to join us over at YouTube. Just if you got your phone in your hand, click the link at the top of the Clubhouse room and join us live on YouTube. You can ask your question there. That's where we are fielding all questions. If you're currently in the chat, I want to personally invite you to our show. So you can come and ask a question, or if you want to join the conversation. Right now, we're actually going to switch from the tragic death of young Dolph to our next hot topic, which I think is burning in the social media streets. Shan, what do we got?
Ooh, can I just put a picture up and not it should introduce itself, right? The baby and Danny Lay, and what went down Sunday night and Monday morning. Sunday night and Monday morning. So the baby, a rapper, just had a baby. His name is the baby. He just had a child with a pop artist named Danny Lay. Danny Lay and the baby's been in and out of interacting with each other for the better part of the last 2 years, since 2019 for sure. They had a brief breakup in 2020 during the pandemic where Danny Lay went on her page and was like, "I'm not fucking with that nigga no more." Nobody knew that they got back together until she announced the pregnancy. Next thing you know, they were back together again. She had the baby 3 months ago. And all her music stopped. She stopped putting out music.
Baby. Which one she had 3 months ago?
She had the baby. She had The Baby by The Baby 3 months ago.
Got it.
Well, apparently they had been going back and forth for all this time, and then something blew up this past weekend. For those that don't know or has been under a rock, The Baby went live on his Instagram showing an active conflict between him and Danny, where he was trying to get Danny to leave his condominium, his penthouse condo in North Carolina, where she would not leave, and she's like, "Why are you kicking me out? It's just me and the baby, and I have nowhere to go." She apparently she gave up her home in California and moved out there with him. And you know, there's details in the argument, but I'll leave the details that I know for my opinion. And then because he went live, he went on so far as to call the police. He had his assistant call 911 on her to have her removed from his place where she left. And the next photo we saw was her. She showed an airplane where she took a picture of an airplane. The little air vents and the airplanes, and fasten your seatbelt. She took a picture of that and said, "I'm safe, and me and the baby is leaving." The baby is leaving. Now here's the question. Here's the question of the night. It could be a couple parts. I'm gonna ask everybody just what's your opinion and overall on the entire situation. So that's question. It's a two-part question. What's your opinion overall on their situation? And part two is, do you think that he should have called the police on her? Do you think that he should have called the police on her? The polarizing part of this story is that second half of the question. Half of the community, the culture, believes that he should have never called the police. He's a gangster rapper. He talks about shooting and killing and fucking hoes and trapping, toting guns and shooting his ops. Yet he called the police on his girlfriend, on his baby mom. The other half is saying, fuck all that music shit. Hell yeah, call the police. The world would like to know you black men's opinion. What do you think on the whole situation? And do you believe that this guy or any guy should call the police on their woman?
So I want to dive in first. Wesley, you look like you're chomping at the bit. So the first question, I think we should all take the first question and just kind of answer that one. What is our overall opinion about the situation? My overall opinion is men should not be messy. Men should protect themselves, but they should not be messy. And involving the internet.
The internet.
You can't be on Joe Biden's internet or Beyonce's internet and giving people half of the story and at the same time being messy. It never works out. The internet will always have two sides, and the truth is somewhere filtered in the middle of the two sides of the story. So my overall opinion to the very first question is, as a man, don't be messy. You don't want your laundry to be in your neighbor's yard, use your dryer. That might be a little old school because my grandmother used to use clothespins and hang her clothes outside. But if you don't want your clothes, you don't want your shit to be flying somewhere, right? Don't put it where nobody can, where everybody can have, an opinion on it. And I get you need to protect yourself to videotape it, but there's just certain things that, as man code, we just should not do. There are other ways that things can just be resolved. In reference to putting her out, I'm gonna hold off on that because that's not part of the whole conversation. But I think Wes, you are like about to come through the camera, and Robert can't get his together.
So why is that not on the whole conversation? Because should I? Because I have mine is really simple. But it encompasses everything. I don't think you deal with one part without the other. Well, you kind of can. Look, okay. I agree. You shouldn't be messy. I'm all about privacy, the whole nine. I also, as a guy who, when I was younger, dated women who were either toxic or transparency. I made them toxic. I played the games. I did all of the things to make them crazy.
Not the lover West.
Absolutely.
I can't believe it. It's got to be lying.
See, what you guys don't understand is to get to be an OB, you have to understand and have participated in the dark side at one point. That's where and then the enlightenment comes. See, one day, Zaddy over here in the middle, with his arms up and on his head, Zaddy will one day come on over. Now, he might be 93, can't screw no more, and so but either way, but here's the point. So, you're right, it is two separate issues. So the whole messy thing is one thing or whatever, and it's culture that has him. It's what they grew up with, this internet culture and this social media culture that has him exposing their relationship or whatever. I don't know all of the details. However, the fact that he videoed it, I have absolutely been the guy to actually video someone who was losing their mind in a minute because I didn't want to get caught up in some craziness and I don't have no proof of what really happened and what went down. So now, and I don't even know, did he video her or she video? I did see a video of her talking, but whatever the situation was, I definitely understand protecting himself. And to Shan's initial, one of the things the initial details about the question and how some people feel like, oh, you're this gangster, you shouldn't, whatever. That's exactly why you should call the cops or exactly why you should video it or whatever, because if you're doing other shit, if you have other things going on, or even if you're not in some life, but let's just say you got a bag and because you're doing things legit, that is not worth jeopardizing because some woman is being emotional. And the other thing is, last piece I'll say is because a lot of people have mental health issues that we don't realize and recognize in the Black community because we don't talk about it. And I'm not making no judgment on her. I don't know, but I know for me, I've been in situations with, for instance, someone who, matter of fact, I know two people. I've dated two people who was bipolar. One suspected, one definitely confirmed it, shared it, confided the whole nine. And so that volatility, that switch can go off at any given time. And you not only can you not control it, but they can't control it. And so the only thing you can control is your freedom and preventing you from getting into a crazy situation. So I'm all for putting her out. I'm all for videoing whatever you need to video in the process of it. I'm not for exposing it on the internet because your daughter is going to see it someday.
Yeah, for me, my overall opinion on the situation, it was just like he was in a lose-lose situation. Nothing he could have done was going to make him look good. You ask her to leave, you kicking out the mother of your child. You record it, you putting like the going live on the internet thing. That's where it's just like, all right, you didn't have to do that. But like you said, we live in a culture where like if you don't have it on video, if it's not live for the world to see, it didn't happen. I mean, it does come with a perk of you got live witnesses. When he went live, he had about 20,000 witnesses witnessing what was going on in real time. But you know, even with the kicking out situation, it's like somebody said something like, well, she's at that point legally she's a resident because she's been there for however many months or whatever. But
longer than 30 days.
Yeah, for him though, I think, you know, coming off the heels of what he just went through with the whole homophobic rant he went on and everything, he's gotta do stuff like that to say, look, I'm trying to keep my hands clean. I don't, you know, this ain't here, because if he don't have that video, people gonna think of the worst. If they don't see what happened, they gonna, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I had conversations with people that saying, no, he should have left. And I'm like, well, I mean, and again, this is a multi-million-dollar rapper from the streets. He killed somebody before. So I'm just like, you know, you asking him who got people that want to kill him to go back out in the streets at 3 a.m. And it's like, it's no real win for him in that situation. I will say this though, not everybody, a lot of people's answers on how they view this thing is it will change if we reverse the roles. If we reverse the roles, everybody's opinion is going to differ. But go ahead.
So you're saying that if the woman is putting the man out, and she's still taping it, then it becomes a different scenario?
If a woman is asking her child's father to leave and he don't leave, 1,000%. It's going to be a whole different situation.
And to your point, man, and then I'll let somebody else go, but to your point, you know, pick up the phone. I never forget the last situation I had that was incredibly volatile. It was hard for me to get the phone, pull up the camera, make sure I'm in video recording and the whole nine. What I will say is what's quicker than that, especially for someone who's on social media daily as part of their life, is to go live. Just go live. If the cops pull me over, am I gonna, and as a black man in 2021, am I going to just record the video on my phone and trust that, or am I just gonna go live? I'm gonna go live all day long.
It's an instant recording that's saved and backed up. You can record it on your phone and it can be deleted. You can drop your phone, all that stuff. There's a lot of ways you can lose what's on your phone unless it uploads directly to the cloud. I think I don't know. I'm back and forth on it. I don't really think he didn't put his hands on her. We literally have a couple of other scenarios this week. I don't know if we talking about the football player. And then we have, boy that just got shot. literally two scenarios that kind of play into the baby protecting himself and making sure that he was seen as not doing anything wrong, especially coming off of the whole LGBTQ plus community thing. But then there's that other side, like she is saying, like you putting out your kid's mom. Does the video even show what happened beforehand? What sparked it? So,
but even for me in the video, what her rhetoric was like, it was immature and ignorant to me, because all she kept talking about was other women, him doing this and being with other women. And it was just like, let's just say he came home and that's the first thing you want to greet him with. And his thinking is, okay, this situation can go completely left and I'll be in a ton of shit. I need you to leave. Let's just say that. Is he wrong for that? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's why I say it's no real win for him.
I think it's a win for him. I think he got out of this without going to jail or without putting himself in a bad.
That's a fact.
I think that's the real win for him in this whole scenario. I can't really say that I would have. Look, I probably would have. I don't know if I'd have recorded it and broadcasted it, but it would have been like, look, one of us got to leave, and I can pay for you to stay somewhere. Like this, I did that. I've done that where I gave up my residence for somebody else to stay. It didn't work out well for me. So more likely than not, I'll be like, you know what, this is my residence. I'll go ahead and pay for you to stay somewhere else temporarily. But tonight, you need to go.
From what I saw, one of the videos that I saw, she mentioned something about a 5-star hotel. But of course, it's going to be painted as if he just wanted to kick her out on the street in the rain with the baby in the cold and all that. So, you know what I mean?
And I don't know, because she's an artist herself, but I would imagine that her flight and everything was not funded by herself. I'd imagine that somewhere along the lines, she was taken care of. She just couldn't stay there that night. Like,
Zaddy, what's your thoughts, Zaddy? Talk to it.
Look, protect black men. Protect black men. If the shoe was on the other foot, we'd be in outrage. Everybody being up in an outrage and banging on that man's door, chasing him up the hill with, torches and pitchforks.
No doubt.
Protect black men. I'm glad that he recorded it. See, the thing is, the women, you guys be fucking tripping sometimes, and you do. I don't keep it, we can keep it all light. The days of just being nice is over. Fuck that. Y'all be fucking tripping, women. You guys, you run a lot of your decisions through your emotional filter. You make a lot of your decisions emotionally. And because of that, that's almost like your problem is your excuse. And so you've been given all this leeway and this latitude to be fucking mean to men for so long that it's become normalized. And the day of that is over with. Everything that she was doing on that video, most men on this panel and most men that's listening to me have experienced that from women like that. Crazy women be crazy. It's a commonplace statement. And now that we can document it, now that men are not taking it no more, all of a sudden we still supposed to be wrong about that? No, fuck that. No, hell no. I'm glad that the baby recorded that. The only problem I'm having is that he went live on Instagram. Now, here's the thing. There's a few things that you guys have mentioned. I think somebody mentioned in here she caught him with the hairdresser. No, that's not what happened. He smashed the hairdresser and then had her set an appointment with the hairdresser later on. He was just a grimy nigga. The nigga's, he's a pookie for real. He's a grimy nigga. She didn't get caught. He fucked the hairdresser and then had his baby mama go get her hair done by the hairdresser he just fucked. That's what happened with that. He's a grimy dude, but I mean, y'all know these pookies. I talk about this on my podcast all the time. Your selection process, y'all know good dudes and bad dudes, and you seem to always select the bad dudes. And when the bad dudes do bad shit, you be like, well, I don't know what happened. You play this almost like this dumb blonde role, like, oh, I didn't know. Oh my God, woe is me. Then you start, inviting everybody to your pity party, wanting everybody to feel sorry and sad for you because you didn't know any better. That's nonsense. Now, here's what I don't like. He went live on Instagram, but he didn't go live on Instagram in the heat of the moment, fellas. He didn't go live on Instagram in the heat of the moment. He was on live just talking about regular stuff, and then started disparaging her generally. And he didn't go live to protect himself.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
He was just live because, artists go live, people go live. And then while he was talking shit about her, she came from the other room and came in there and was like, what you doing? And then that's where the live continued to roll. It wasn't like, yo, go live because she's tripping and we need to do that. His assistant was there. His brother was there, both recording on their phones. And a third person was there too. So the live wasn't about protection.
Right.
The live wasn't about protection. He said that, but originally it wasn't about protection. He was just on there talking shit because he was fucking fed up. He was fed up and he just wanted to go live and talk to his fans. And then he started mentioning, she won't even leave. Part of the reason why she claims that he wanted him to leave was because she ordered a plan B. Now, I heard two stories, that she ordered the plan B to their place. Then I heard that she ordered a plan B to another condo that another chick was staying at. Either way, she ordered a plan B. She ordered a plan B and he got pissed off and was like, get the fuck out. Get out. You can't. He offered to put her up in a 5-star hotel. He was saying, you can't just be here. He was going to pay for her to go somewhere else. She was like, no, I'm not going. At which point, I'm glad that he had all the cameras on, because if he didn't, he'd be in jail today. Did you guys see the attitude that she had when he said, you just a side bitch? She called him, she said, you just my side bitch. She rolled up on him and was like, I'm just a what? And when she saw that camera, she was like, ooh, and she had her fist clenched up and turned around. He already said that she assaulted him. That we don't have. He was also saying, I'm not even going to show you all the video. I'm not even going to show you everything. I'm not going to show you the screenshots. I'm not going to show you everything. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to press no charge. I just want her to leave. He already said that she was we know those kind of women. We know who she is. Protect black men. Because just some of y'all women be tripping, and then you play this pity, I'm sorry, oh, I'm just a girl, oh, it's postpartum. I wasn't mentally there, and we give all these fucking excuses for women. There's never any excuses for men. Ever.
So what you're saying is men need to start wearing body cams.
Damn near.
Damn near. It's funny though. It's funny though, because when the first few videos came out, she put a video out. You could clearly see it was late at night, middle of the night, morning, 3 a.m. But then as the next videos come out, it's broad daylight and she's still there. But the excuse in the video was, it's 3 a.m., it's 3 a.m., it's 3 a.m. Okay, it's broad daylight. You're still here. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is.
But listen, here's the thing. So we got to, I do give her some grace. Well, first of all, let me just say, the details.
Here we go.
Of course you are. Of course you're going to give her some grace, Obi-Wan. Go ahead.
Listen, first of all, the details that you laid out, I wasn't aware of, because that antagonizing is a problem. And especially if you understand who she is and that she might be that chick, to antagonize her just to then expose it on live or have her on live is, what's the word? Bitch ass. That's the word. So, so one of the things I was somewhat transparent about earlier is that I know in my younger days, I used to think all of that was cool and cute when a chick would be a little jealous or a little feisty because of some insecurity or whatever the case is, and I might even play into that and just to get her reaction or whatever the case is, but that's some bitch shit, and it was on my part in those back in that time, if I'm being honest. So if that was the catalyst for all of the rest of things, then he's dead wrong. But it doesn't change protecting yourself and all of the other things that were to follow. So I didn't know about those details. But here's what I would say about her, though. So women are, generally speaking, under a lot of pressure from society. So now you got to take the fact that she's a young girl with a baby. She has a huge social media following. She's a recording artist. And recording artists don't make a grip of money, but they get a grip of fame and attention to go along with it. So it's already hard just being a recording artist, not making the money, not living the lifestyle that your fans probably assume that you live, because your label has you looking, they'll always have you looking right, even if you're not living right, right? So you put all of that pressure on her, plus he is who he is, which is even more famous than her, even more money than her, and his fan base is now seeing her in this moment. So it becomes hard to just pack your shit and walk away with all of that pressure on your shoulders as a woman with a baby. That's fucking embarrassing. So we should at least be able to understand why she would stay in that scenario. And I don't know if you guys have ever been in a scenario, and I remember the feeling. I just can't think of the scenario I've been in, but I know I've been in scenarios where my pride wouldn't let me leave. And I'm not even talking about like a relationship. I don't know, maybe it was a fight, maybe whatever, but where your pride keeps you paralyzed, even when the thing to do might be to bounce, to get away from the situation they want you. Just like when somebody's talking shit in your face as a man, it's pride for us that keeps us there instead of walking away and turning away. And the older we get, the more we're able to do that. But now you got to mix that with the emotions of a young woman who is pregnant or who's had a baby, whatever their situation is. I don't even know the situation, but that's a lot.
I can't agree. I can't let you go and say that pride that keeps us there.
And she's not a young. She's 26. He's 29.
Come on, man, that's a baby. We know that.
She's a grown ass woman.
Entitlement.
I know why he's saying that.
No, wait. Entitlement. That's what it is. Entitlement.
That's exactly what it is. When you feel like you have the right,
whatever it is,
stuff. That's fine. That's fine. And here's the thing that I say often. On our podcast. Sometimes some women hear with their emotions. If the conversation was true that I want you to leave, and the conversation is true that he'll pay for her to be in a hotel, she probably didn't hear, I'll pay for you to go. She probably heard, oh, you know what? He just trying to get rid of me. I just had his baby. That's fine. You just had you can go, leave the baby with me. And I know, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Listen, there are times, and I can speak fluently to this because I was in a relationship where it was very volatile, right? There are times when I want to just be like, get in my face one more time. It's not going to be pretty. And I had to step away. I had to walk outside. So I understand when you want somebody to leave, because sometimes, and I would even venture to say 99 out of 100, I would say 100% of the times, it's best to let cooler heads prevail. Why? Because if not, then you'll have a young Dolph situation where now somebody's trying to kill me because I got into an argument with you about a he said, she said, or a disagreement that we had, and you're involving other people, and other people believe your side of the story. We've all seen scenarios. We've all probably been privy to a relationship that we've had, or someone we know that's had a story where somebody's out there telling a story about you or about somebody you know, and now their side of the story is only being told. And now you have a completely different view of that guy, right? I'll be honest. After I got divorced, there are people in my church that looked at me weird and wouldn't speak to me because I know for a fact they were her friend. So to avoid that, let cooler heads prevail. Just leave. It is his place. Yes, he asked you to stay. Just leave. leave, and then we could come back together later and address it later. I do want to bring up the is it our king in the in the green room, Shan? Is that
No, Miss Super Nerd.
one of my favorite friends here from Clubhouse? I want to welcome you to Ask a Black Man Anything. Looks like you changed the hair on us, but I see that you want to join part of the conversation. Again, welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. How did you want to join in the conversation?
Good evening, fellas. Oh, Danny Lay. Toxic codependency is a mother. That is what I will say. I think that this is a good lesson for people to understand when an addiction to a toxic relationship is detrimental to everybody involved. So I don't listen to the baby. So let me just go ahead and preface my statements by saying that I have no idea what Danny Lay does. I know that she came out with her anthem for light-skinned women that basically made her relevant on Instagram a year ago. And I've heard that, there's no sympathy for her as she goes through this because she is a Latina woman. I think the issue that I have with this entire exchange is that it is just proof of two individuals who don't know how to walk away from something that is not beneficial to them apart from Instagram clout and a Fashion Nova endorsement. So the fact of the matter is, beyond the exchange that these two children had, because they're both being very childish, there were multiple posts by both of them on their Instagram to their millions of followers where the baby was out here, saying that he loved her and, making all these declarations. She was out here after the breakup buying him expensive gifts and giving him stacks of money. So they were both perpetuating a very toxic endorsement of something that they both knew wasn't working. On top of that, his first baby mama blatantly said on an Instagram live and in her stories that she didn't care who he ended up with. They were gonna continue smashing, and she is currently pregnant. So there's just a whole lot of tomfoolery going on. I think that I can understand what Wes said about trying to give her grace because postpartum depression is real. I can understand what Shan was saying about her being antagonized earlier on because there was an Instagram live where he took her phone, went on her Instagram profile and went live while she was babysitting and was basically trying to annoy her. So they're moving pieces. I think that it comes down to his version of the truth, her version of the truth, and somewhere in the middle are the actual facts, which is what cannot be disputed. I think for young men, the lesson is do not entertain young women and get young women pregnant who you do not see a future with. Because even if she moves out, she's still the mother of your child. There is a minimum 18-year sentence of dealing with her emotional instability, whether or not you continue to smash her. For young women, the lesson is you need to do a better choice of vetting the men that you decide to date and do not get blinded by rented bling, because the reality is if somebody is narcissistic, abusive, or just emotionally unavailable, you are not going to be the one to change them. People do not change until they want to change. They cannot be made to change. And so I look at these two young people and all I see is a case study for some young psych student to look at understanding toxic codependency in a social media era. And all I can do is just shake my head. And the person that I worry about most is not Danny Lay and it's not the baby. It is that child. And the fact that the internet is forever. And at some point, she is going to see these videos of the people who produced her having these conversations, and what is that going to do for her perception of what a healthy relationship is? What is that going to do for her perception of who she is and what her value is? And so I just think they just need to go their separate ways, have a mediator, and do not engage. But the reality is she probably gonna have baby number 2 for this man. Let's be very honest. She's on the plane this week. She'll be back in about 2 months. She'll be pregnant right after Mimi pops out her baby, and we'll be having this conversation again in 6 months. Realistically,
toxic. One of the things I think you said that's great is vetting, and I just want to do a plug right here for my book, The Ultimate Vetting Guide. copy. It literally just came out. It was published yesterday. There it is right there. The Ultimate Vetting Guide by Chris Davis. It will guide you to the source of your own power. So please, if you are going to be dating, whether you are a superstar or you are a regular person, whether you're a pastor, a preacher, or a eunuch, whatever you are, you want to go ahead and get my book, as I'm going to shamelessly plug it, because here's the thing. It allows you to take the emotion out of finding the person that works for you, and it allows you to see the character of the person. Go ahead, Wes.
You're such a slut. That's all.
Hey, listen. At least I'm promoting products that we have produced.
That's messed up.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Miss Super Nerd. I think you that was a mic drop. I think that was a mic drop, fellas.
Absolutely. You're always so brilliant and so thoughtful concerning everything that you speak on. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure I share the same sentiments of the brothers.
I just want to say Shan chose violence, though, when he was making his statements about women. I think it's not all women, but there are some women. No, let me explain. I don't think it's all women, but I do think that a lot of women have been trained to use emotional manipulation and fragility to take advantage of men. That I do agree with, but I do think that it also comes from whether or not women are learning how to show up in relationships from the media and from Instagram, because there's a lot of Instagram, coaches who are out here, talking about, if you don't cry in front of him, he's not going to pay the mortgage. And so, a lot of women are taught to use that faux fragility and those crocodile tears to get things out of men, or to use faux victimhood in order to basically manipulate situations. And I've witnessed that. But I think that there are a lot of women who unfortunately end up getting that mantle, even though that's not how they behave. I do think that at the end of the day, there is a requirement to have good conflict resolution skills. And as my mother taught me when I was 5 and has never stopped telling me, your feelings are valid, but your feelings are not facts. So you can tell me that you felt like I was being mean, but if I am giving you feedback and it is accurate and it is relative to the situation, take your feelings out of it, and is it still applicable? Those are the facts. So I will say I feel like Shan came for the ladies, but I don't think he was wrong. I just don't think it's all the ladies. I just wanted to say that.
Well, it's never all the ladies. It's never absolute, but I appreciate you vindicating me. Because I thought she was.
No problem.
I felt like some shots was being fired, y'all. It was like
never that.
I thought she was
never that.
I thought she came busting guns, but then she turned
live TV.
I also want to say, if you Instagram is watching, please unhack Super Nerd's Instagram account. She cannot message me, and it is terrible. That's one of my favorite, smartest women, who is far enough away to not be a threat to anybody in Canada, because she's probably cold. But Miss Super Nerd, thank you so much for joining us. You're welcome to stay right here. We'll come back to you in just a moment if you wanted to join anything else. But I do want to take a moment to also bring in Miss TJ. Miss TJ, welcome to Ask a Black Man Anything. How are you doing this night, Queen? And how do you want to join the conversation?
Well, thank you for having me. You said, how do I want to join the conversation?
Absolutely.
Did you have a question for us, TJ, or did you have a statement?
Oh, I have a couple of comments.
Okay.
And Shan, you know, we're right here. But I'm like, you know what? He about to take me there. He about to take me there. But we veterans, we Army veterans, we vibe. I'm like, but yeah, you chose violence, so I have to go ahead and come on in.
All right.
Now, all that, yes, South Central up in the house, that too. It's funny because, yeah, Lord forgive me, we women, we do act crazy as hell. I give you that.
Okay, conversation over.
You just
Appreciate you,
admit that
TJ.
online.
Thank you
like
for
it.
having.
Everybody
Thank you for
come
having
for
it.
you.
I
They
appreciate your
come for you,
comments.
but
You have a wonderful night.
Nope.
Hey,
They come for you, but they
But do we
validate you first.
are we crazy by ourselves though? Is my question.
Yes.
sometimes y'all
The
crazy.
hell you
Yes.
say. The hell you
Yes.
say. The hell you say. The hell you say. And the reason why I'm gonna
Real-
say it.
Real
Yes.
quick, Miss CJ, I want to shout out Ace for the $99 super chat. Thank you for supporting us. But go right ahead, Miss CJ. Y'all shout us.
And here's the thing: it's not the Pookie, always the Pookies and the Ray Rays that make the inner bitch come out in us.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's not
And
true.
the hell. Oh,
Let her finish. Let her
I agree
land.
with-
Let her
I'm
land.
with
Go,
because
TJ.
and I'll go ahead. Yes, anecdotal, but see, it's anecdotal, but I'll go ahead and put it out there because I'm very transparent, and I'm 54. I've been there, done that, and that's why I'm here helping the young women to be growed, to not do what I did. Okay, to grow them real. But here's the thing: my daughter's father, my ex-husband, was not a Pookie or a Ray Ray. Entrepreneur, up and coming. I had his child. He acted a fool and acted like he didn't want me. I understood. Oh, I acted a fool. Trust and believe. But I acted a fool. Why? Because while he was loving on me, he was loving on somebody else too. And he was not a Pookie or a Ray Ray. So yeah, I was crazy, but I didn't get to be crazy by myself. So let us be clear about that. And so I get, and here's the thing for me, to use an example, I just wanted to love that man. Was he the man I should have been loving? No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. But I wanted to love that man. So I don't even know the situation with Danny Lay and all this. But what I thought I saw, because no, she may not have as much money as he has, but she has her own. She, like many women, thinks that love is enough, and it ain't. That's her problem. And she thought that she could change him, and we can't. We can't. She loved that man. She thought he loved her until he didn't. And then now, because again, before there was social media, we were still being manipulated, and we were still manipulating. This is not a new concept. The only thing is that we can all see it now. That is the problem. Dysfunctional relationships are not new. The difference is we can just see it. And there are contributors on both sides. So yes, protect all men. Got it. Check. But you ought to protect yourselves too from some of the shit y'all do. Let's keep it 1,000 wow, shall we?
1,000 wow.
Hush, Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker, y'all hush.
Shall we?
Go ahead, Shaheed.
I got a question. You said he wasn't Pookie. You said he wasn't a Pookie or a Ray Ray, but he was loving on another woman. So why was he not a Pookie or a Ray Ray?
Well, I didn't know that. Because when my stuff is out for the, and my situation is just a cautionary tale that happens for me, because he was educated, smart, entrepreneur. I approached him, dated him for 6 months. Now my fault is that I wasn't using my birth control like I should have, and I've accepted that, and have told people that. I didn't know he was engaged, but he knew. That's why. So you don't have to be out gold in your teeth talking, crazy artist, but manipulation and deception happens on both sides. And shall I add, The fact that I'm not knowing he's engaged to be married to somebody else while I'm pregnant with his child. And then he kept my child a secret for the first 4 months of her life. So don't act like shit like that don't happen. And just because you ain't blinging, cussing folks out, pow, pow, and all that, you can still be a wrong person. A wrong person. And so Pookie and Ray Ray is just not commensurate with ghetto fabulousness.
No, I don't.
So you saying that he was educated, he wasn't ghetto, but you also saying that you didn't vet properly.
I didn't say that.
Well, no, and it's not even about her husband. We don't need to talk about what her selection. My question is this: her point is she's basically. Let's get to her main point. Her main point is: are women crazy all by themselves?
Thank you. I'm glad you heard me.
I heard you, and I'm swinging it back to that main point. We don't need to talk about the guy you had a child with 28 years ago.
It's just an example, and my gift is my daughter.
Here's my response. Oftentimes, you guys are crazy by yourselves. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you. Really? The reality is, yes, because, and I tell people all the time, I was told by women, you guys are good for, you will drive a man to drink and then call him a drunk. That's a statement made.
Wow. Okay.
Women, you guys will throw rocks and then hide your hands, and you know that that's the case. And I get it. I know what media and the world has portrayed. They've color purpled the world, that men are misters. And if you women, and it's a lot of Mrs. and Seeley relationships out there, and it's a situation where if a woman is doing something wrong, she had to. The only reason that she's doing something wrong is because the man caused her to do so. We got TV shows where if she burns his BMW, she throws all his clothes in the BMW and she puts lighter fluid in there and she sets it on fire. It's just trash because he's out there screwing the white secretary. And we glorify that over all these Tyler Perry movies. Those are the only movies that sell. But the reality is, half of that shit, most of it is bullshit.
Is it now?
Yes.
Yeah, let me jump in right quick, Shan. So like I said, I've worked in education for my whole adult life, right? And when we get a student that's behaving in a certain way and just repetitive behaviors and things, we have a meeting called a manifestation determination where we meet as a team to see if the manifestation, if what is being manifested is is caused by his or her disability, right? So what I'm hearing is that men are the reason that women are crazy, pretty much, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically, with on the flip side, if I was a domestic abuser, I can just say, oh, I hit her, I went upside her head because she did X, Y, and Z. So that's why I went upside her head. So me manifesting into a domestic abuser is because we're determining that happened because what she did. No accountability on my part. I don't have to have self-control. I can go upside her head because of how I felt about what she did or what she said. That's what I'm hearing.
From me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's what you heard. That's not what I said.
That's exactly what you said.
That's what you said,
that's
TJ.
What I heard. That's not what. No, that's not. That's not
TJ,
what I said.
So
and let me be clear. Let me be clear, sir. I love you. Okay. Let me be clear. I've been on this earth for 54 years. I'm really good at articulating. Okay. What I am saying is there's culpability on both sides. That's what I'm saying. And I said, I'm not done yet, please, sir. Using myself as an example, I take accountability for what I did. One, had I took my birth control pills like I should have, I wouldn't have been pregnant. That's first thing. Two, if I would have waited a little bit longer to get to know him, maybe I would have been able to discern that something wasn't right. So that's my part.
What's your name? I didn't
My
catch
name
it.
is
TJ.
TJ.
That's
It's
TJ.
TJ.
But
TJ.
him lying to me, and then I'm pregnant, and now that he lied. That's his part. My
Okay,
point being is that both of us did wrong. And what I'm saying here in this situation with these young people, they both messed up. They both did. And her fault was that she wanted to be loved by somebody who wasn't worth loving.
Got you. Miss TJ, can I ask you a question? If
Yes, sir.
If I'm in a relationship and I come home from work and I catch my woman in the bed with another man, is it okay for me to go upside her head?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not okay, but I would understand.
TJ is military.
Yep. It would be illegal, but I would understand. How about that?
It might be temporary, but
Wait.
what it is?
That was a shutdown. Shaheed shut down. Was like, okay, thank you.
Rob, you got one chance. You got one shot. Now listen, Rob.
Bring him home, Rob.
It's been you about to wrap this thing up. It's been hours, Rob. Now I'm counting on you, man.
He's been contemplating for a while.
Come on, Rob.
Yeah, but Rob believes in her philosophy because he said it before.
Which gentleman is Rob?
In the brown jacket.
In the brown.
No, like my opinion is much to what Shaheed is trying to say is just because somebody gives us an action doesn't give us a response. It doesn't give us the right to respond to respond like that.
I didn't say it was right. I just said I understood.
Let's go, Rob.
Put this on replay. Put it on replay.
I'm saying, like, just because somebody does you wrong does not give you the right to respond to them in a negative way. It doesn't give you the right to say, okay, you made me crazy.
Right.
We are supposed to be grown enough to say, you know what? I need to leave this situation. I need to walk away from this and not let what I really want to do come out. That's part of that stuff.
We should.
Wes looks disappointed.
We should, but it doesn't always happen that way. It just doesn't. I mean, and again, I'm not saying that it's all men. I'm not saying it's all women, but I am saying it happens. And what I, and again, yes.
The thing is we it happens. You're right, because I'm not saying I'm innocent of anything like that. I've had my days where I've done some things, but at the same time, I can't say they made me do it. I chose to each one of those actions. I chose to do it in my youth or in my ignorance. It was a response, but it was still a choice I made. So I can't.
It's always a choice. It's always a choice. But again,
unless it gets to the point where you just black out.
On the one hand, women are applauded for being emotional, and if you know that we're emotional, why are you surprised when we're emotional? I'm just curious.
Exactly.
I mean, help me understand.
Well, here's the thing, Ms. CJ. I don't think that we're surprised. I don't think that we're surprised that you're emotional. It is a fact. But here's the thing that I think a lot of men experience. Well, I won't say a lot. Some men experience. We have the general knowledge that you all are emotional, but guess what? You also have self-control, right? That's another characteristic that you can display. You can display emotions, but you can also choose self-control. A lot of women that I come across choose to control their emotions. I'm on my period, so I'm gonna act this way. I'm gonna talk to you this way. First of all, grow up. Your period comes every 30 days, and you know when it's coming, just about. Right? Whether it's every 3 weeks, 33, 2 days, 35 days, you can't blame it on that after so long. You have to take responsibility for your actions, just the same way that I have to take responsibilities for my actions. I can't cause you, to cause you stress and then expect you to give me all peace in flowers and rainbows and Skittles. I can't do that. But at the same time, simultaneously, you have to be not you personally, Ms. TJ, but as a person, you have to be responsible for your own actions, and you can't always blame it on, I was in my feelings, I was hurt. Here's one thing that my therapist taught me, and I'm gonna leave it here, and for anybody else who wants to kind of chime in. because I know we're about to wind down in the next 10 minutes or so. My therapist shared with me that I used to have the most unhealthy responses when I was emotional. And so I had a practice.
Go ahead.
What'd you say, Robert?
I said you still do from time to time, but go ahead. Just holding you accountable. But go ahead, brother.
So that's not true, but we're going to mute you. Okay. We can just remember I have the control. Okay. Don't make me be emotional. No, I'm just playing. No, but in all seriousness, the practice thing I had to practice several occasions was when I felt an emotion. It was perfectly fine for me to feel the emotion, but not respond. That became a habit. It is perfect. And I think Miss Yolanda said that just a moment ago. She said,
if you don't get my
just
name
because
right,
you have feelings, say that again.
I said, if you don't get my name right, sir.
He's talking about the other caller. He's not talking about you.
No, the other caller is Yolanda. So I know you're Miss TJ. I'm just saying, Yolanda, the other caller.
I didn't say that.
Oh, that's her.
Well, I was saying
Sorry,
Miss Super
continue,
Nerd.
Chris.
We know Yolanda. I know you as Yolanda. And thank you again, A Senior. I see your super chat. It's the difference between a woman that is led by her emotions and a woman that is informed for supporting our show and for that super chat. So with that being said, my comment is this: you can feel your emotions, but your emotions
you lost your point. You lost your point, Chris. You were saying that your therapist had told you that you used to you had the worst response in your emotions, and then you was getting ready to tell us what you did to change it.
So what I did, what the practice was, and I said it, but Rob interrupted me. So we have to mute Rob next. Because Rob is toxic, and that's why he's wearing brown tonight instead of his regular black shirt. That but we're not gonna talk about that. And that's why he took off his glasses, because he can't see.
You about to forget again.
Rob is also a 5 in person, just for the record.
Chris doing all this. Chris, I love the attention,
Rob, I'm just messaging you. You my guy. But no, in all seriousness, the thing that I had to do was I had to feel the emotion and not respond. I literally, whenever I felt disappointed, sad, hurt, angry, super overly excited, or whatever emotion it was, I literally had to stop, and don't say anything. And that practice has become a habit of mine. Now, I will say that I haven't mastered it, in certain areas, with my kids, but with people, with adults, I practice it so much that I won't say mastery, but I've got it down packed where when I'm disappointed or angry or when I feel a certain emotion, I literally can stop and just pause. And that's what I think every person needs to do, whether they're male or female. Take accountability for the feeling that you feel, because the thoughts that you think in that feeling are controlled by the feelings. Once the feeling is gone, it's a 99% chance that you're not going to think those same thoughts because you're angry. So it's driving. Ooh, I hate him. Ooh, I hate her. I want to slap her. Those are pushed by the feelings that you feel. But once the feeling is gone, and that's what I had to learn from my therapist. Once the feeling is gone, you have a completely set of different thoughts that you think. And once you can control that, you can control your person, you can control your outcomes. So yes, there are men who drive women crazy. Yes, there are women who drive men crazy. But the underlying thing, and if you look at my Instagram, I said the word for the day, we're going to go Sesame Street on y'all. The word for 2020 is accountability. That is the word for the day, accountability.
Question, sir.
Take it for yourself. Go ahead, Queen.
Now you said, and you said several good points. Now you said that in your therapist, because again, I believe in therapy, and I've shared, on my channel, shameless plug, that, in order to, because you notice I'm wearing a wedding ring now. So I had to grow to some things because I was messing it up all along. So when did you come to a point, or when did you start the therapy at what age? Because the reason why I called in primarily is y'all said this young lady is 26, something like that. Well, I was 27 when I had my daughter, and I was just as much a fool, an insecure fool at that. So the things I know now, I didn't know then. So I had to learn and grow into those things. So my question is for you, sir, when did you start to do the kind of work that you needed to do, or to recognize that? Because I get that completely, because the person I am today is not the person I was at 27 when I had my daughter. Not even the person I was at 37. But I had to learn some things to control my responses to certain things. So, and it is obvious that in this situation that we are talking about, Danny Lay and the baby, whatever, that they don't have that. So my question is, how long did you take, or did you come to a point that you needed to, that you knew you needed to get them help because you wasn't able to do it for yourself? Is my question.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a great question. I appreciate you for asking that. So I was married for 15 years. I married at 22, divorced at 37. And so it was after, well, really during the divorce, like the last year, I was in a leadership class, and I was introduced to my therapist during that time. And then after divorce, I had a bunch of therapy. And that it wasn't like I knew to do it. It was kind of just dropped on me, and I was drawn to it. It was something that was so powerful that it was almost like a magnet for me. And so I gravitated towards it. I was introduced to it in, let's say, 2016. And I just kept through probably for about 2 years through 2018. So after I was separated in 2016 too. So I would say then.
Okay. Well, thank you all for having me have me on, Shan. We're here.
Don't be coming up here with no smoke for me. Don't be coming up here with no smoke for me. You always don't be coming up here with no smoke for me.
It was just a little cigar smoke, that's all. And I only do it seasonally, so it wasn't heavy smoke.
I'm getting smoke. Today's been a smoke. Everybody, I done got smoke. I got smoke from Kaya earlier today on my show. I got you coming up here with smoke for me today. All this smoke for Shan, because Shan is going in on the women.
I'll be waiting on it.
It would not be love without smoke. It wouldn't be love. But I take all the points that you all have made, and I receive them, and I understand. And to the point, Shan knows the reason that I'm even out here in these YouTube streets. I'm trying to grow these women so they don't have to be waiting until they're 52 to find love and get married and have a life. So they don't have to do it my way.
What is your advice to the women?
She got a whole lot of it. She got a whole channel full of it. It's
Marry
mosaic.
before you marry.
What is the main advice for the women?
Get out of our own way. Marry before you carry. Primarily, look past the emotions, the butterfly emotions of love, and don't allow yourself to be so in love that you don't pay attention to the red flags when they show themselves to you. That's one. Don't lead with your educational accomplishments because nobody cares. Say
that again.
Let your man.
Wait. You have to say no. To make it real, you have to say. You have to say it. You can't say nobody. You gotta say men. Men don't care.
Men don't care. Well, I'm talking to the ladies, so generally they know that. But I see what you're saying. But
you gotta say it.
And I say, okay, men don't care. And I let them know that I share this story how I met my husband, that I almost missed him because he didn't think that I'd be interested in him because he's a truck driver, and he read my profile that said because I led with my accomplishments on my profile that I was an officer in 2 branches of the military. I was this, I done this, and I done this, and I done this, and I done all this stuff. And so when I asked him why he didn't reach out to me, he said he didn't think that I'd be interested in a truck driver. So again, live and learn.
Wait a minute. Can I ask you a question, Ms. TJ?
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that you air quote, shot your shot at him.
Yeah,
Say
she
again?
said that earlier.
Oh yeah,
Look at
absolutely.
that. I just wanted to say it for the room. That's all.
Oh,
TJ,
for
before you
people for the
go,
people in the back, absolutely, absolutely for the people in the
Mm.
back, because
Not be
he had looked at
scared. Speak up.
well he had looked at my profile, but he didn't reach out to me because we met online. And so when I saw that he looked at my profile but didn't reach out to me, I went to look at his profile and I looking at it and reading through it and saw his beautiful smile and I said, "Hey there." And 3 years later, here we are.
it's TJ. Before you go, can you shout out your YouTube channel for the people in the?
That's what was next.
What is it? Mosaic with TJ Randolph. Yes. And
Mosaic with TJ Randolph. She's gonna teach you.
You can put it. You can put it in the chat also.
Mm-hmm.
Who, me?
Because people are asking. Yeah, people are asking in the chat.
Thank you. Yeah, and I share with them. Me and my daughter do a podcast on Saturdays, and we have some very candid conversations about the things I did wrong and the things I showed her that was wrong.
That's good.
She is married with and just had their first child this year. So very candid conversation. So don't do it like me. So
I applaud you because we need more women to sound off to the younger women because they're just being coddled and not told the truth. So, so I didn't know you had a channel, but I applaud you if your channel is full of that material. That's actually
what it is. That's why I don't got. That's why I don't have no smoke for TJ. I'm gonna let her come up here and beat up on me. She can beat up on me all. TJ is one of the few who can beat up on me all she wants because I know that her overall message to women is exactly the same message that I'm giving them. TJ
and I
is
just
different.
did one last week. I said how you play yourself, how we play ourselves. Yeah, how we play ourselves. Yeah, for real.
Because the problem is with the older ladies that aren't helping the younger ladies is they're looking more of it as a competition versus collaboration. Collaboration is more community based. So it's like if you're trying to help the community, then you're telling the next generation, don't make the same mistakes I did. When you're being competitive, you're saying, hey, I know the bridge is out. I just came from here. I'm still licking my wounds from falling off that bridge. I see this person, I'm going this way. I see a younger lady that's going this way, knowing the bridge is out, but I'm just looking at her and just waving at her versus saying, hey, stop. The bridge is out this way. Don't go that way. Turn around. So it needs to be more of a collaborative mindset than a competitive. And I think that's why a lot of women aren't speaking up to these younger women. So once again, I applaud you.
Well, thank you, sir. And I tell you, on Saturday is a really good thing because my daughter, who's 27, who's been married, she's been with her husband. She's been with her husband longer than I've been with mine. So, but she, we get it from two different generations. So, they're hearing it from me, and they're hearing it from her, and say, "Look, y'all playing yourselves."
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So it's like you just made a point right there. So it's just like you giving that advice to the younger generation. It sets them up for a brighter future. So that's also why there's this. It's an ego thing. So that's also why some of these older women are not going back and telling the younger generation because it's just like, well, I didn't learn. Like I don't get that benefit. Why should I tell them this and let them get a better outcome than me? So it's so many things that's just intertwined in why they don't tell the younger generation. It's ego. It's why they're gonna get in a better position than I did, and then competition. So it's just all those things, and yeah, that's awesome what you're doing.
And the beauty of it is, I'm 54 and I don't even care. So I'm gonna give them what I'm gonna give them what I need to give them. And thanks to my husband, I was just retired last month, so this is a hobby for me. So they can like me or not, I don't care.
I love it. Miss TJ, you have definitely dropped some tremendous gems. Marry before you carry. Make sure you vet the person that you are dating properly, right? You want to take time to remove the emotion from the dating process. And that's literally what my book talks about. It allows you to see the person's character because you want character over charisma, right? Because some people can be extremely good for 60 days, but you still want to see their character to match up with their words. So you are welcome to come back at any time, join the conversation, or even if you want to come and bring your daughter and you guys come and ask us a question. This is the Ask a Black Man Literally Anything show where you can come live and you can ask us any question. We'll welcome it. Because sometimes, you may need some gentlemen, to give you black men to give honest feedback on a myriad of situations. And I will say also kudos to you for being a woman who is not so strong and or so headstrong that she can't say, you know what, I'm going to let my husband take care of me and allow yourself to retire. Because I'm sure that you can be his vixen at home. So kudos to you for that. Congrats on your
one
retirement.
more thing, please.
Yes, congrats on your retirement.
Please.
Oh,
one
yes,
more thing. I just went out on the road with my honey for a week on the truck. He's a truck driver. I went out on the road as a trucker wife living a trucker life. And I tell you what, man, I tell the ladies, look, there's nothing better than letting your husband take care of you and be. I worked since I was 14 years old. I've been a housewife, letting him take care of everything. I mean, he took care of everything anyway, but when I had to let go, when I decided I wanted to retire, and because he handled everything, I hadn't been paid for 2 weeks and didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have never in my life, and it is nothing more freeing than to just let go and know that. And oh God, so that's why I'm telling you,
he's a truck driver, so you let your husband take the wheel, literally and figuratively. Let the husband take the wheel.
Yes, indeed.
I'm putting
anyway, that's all
TikTok. I'm putting that soundbite on TikTok. That's gonna be our TikTok for next week. It's Ask a Black Man Anything. So you go viral.
Okay. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Nerd.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight at Ask a Black Man Anything. I really appreciate you, the fellas. I'm sure you put a smile on Wes's face.
Wes upset.
No,
he's been upset at Robert.
He lost an ally.
Ever since Robert gave his answer, he was just over there.
He lost the ally tonight.
Yeah, he rubbing his beard, his mane. He mad over there. But I do want to say this, man. It has been, as always, gentlemen, a plum pleasing pleasure and my privilege to be with you guys every week. And man, it was an amazing show as always. Want to see you all jump in here. If you're in the comments and you say, you heard something, you had a question, we tend to not really get into the comments parts of our broadcast once our show is really going. Want to have you join us. The link is at the top. You can't do it now because our show is closing down, but we don't want to keep you here forever, but make sure that you click the link at the top of the chat. Make sure you are subscribed to our show as we do this every Thursday at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, 6:15 Pacific. With that being said, gentlemen, do your final statements, last outros. Obi-Wan, thank you for coming over to the right. Of course, I'm always right in the middle, holding everybody together. Because I can't be on the light or dark side.
Robert looks like he's beside himself. You're like, I can't believe I said what I said tonight. Am I really a tiger?
What I said was right. I mean, Wes knew you had nothing to say about it because Wes knows it just happens to be right.
Well, I can say you genuinely shocked Shannon.
I shocked him again. He had the whole. Wes, yeah, I guess
filmmaker, Los Angeles, California, aka Artistic IQ on social media, aka Obi-Wan, in this this group of fine gentlemen.
What's like fuck these niggas?
See you on the next one. What'd you say?
Fuck these niggas. That's all you had to say. He was like, all right, my name is Wes and fuck these niggas.
This is Wes' last episode.
Oh, man,
I ain't never coming back.
No. You know what he gonna do, Colin? He gonna come back next week with his shirt off for the whole broadcast. All the women back on his side.
And it's Shaheed Muhammad out of Los Angeles, California. It was always a pleasure, gentlemen. Glad to have Robert back on the right side. And Danny Lay will be fine. All she got to go do is go say Sierra's prayer. All right.
Hey, but that Summer Walker album is fire.
Hey, but get this, dig this. Did you know Summer Walker reached out to her? Summer Walker reached out to her and said, I'm covering all her bills yesterday.
Oh, wow.
That's dope.
Summer Walker reached out to her with her badass shitty record deal that she got. She ain't got no money. And said, oh, you know what? I'll cover all of Danny's bills if she need any help. Of course she did. Come just read Sierra's prayer. But go ahead.
Colin Hardiman, good show tonight. Great show tonight, actually. Thank all the callers that came on and all my keyboard warriors out there. We'll see y'all on camera next weekend or next week. It is on, who didn't go? Robert
Lonemeyer, the Bakersfield, California. It was a good show. I'm actually just glad to be here and kick it with y'all. Like Colin said, keyboard warriors and anybody else who has something to say, come on up, be live, say it to us live so we can have a dialogue about it. That's pretty much it. Well, Mr. Shan.
Hey, bro.
What'd you say,
Hey,
Wes?
it's your boy Shan. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to Ask a Black Man Anything channel. For all the people that's here supporting me from my channel, I want you guys to rush over to Ask a Black Man Anything. Go search for that because we're simulcasting this broadcast on 2 different YouTube channels right now. It's on my page and it's on Ask a Black Man Anything's page. I only put it on mine to get it more exposure. That's where the super chats are coming. But I want you guys to get us over above 1,000 so we can get everything going at the Ask a Black Man Anything page. So please go subscribe there too. Thank you guys. See you next Thursday. Chris.
Man.
Robert,
Chris.
Okay? You okay, Robert?
Nah, Shan was making some weird noises at the end of there, man. I was making sure he was cool.
Who, me?
He had the hiccups or something. Yeah, sounded like he had the hiccups. Maybe my stream was different.
What is JW saying? Let's pray for Shan. What was that? What sounds was I making, or is he just doing sign language? Shame, insults, guilt, and need. I don't know. I don't know what sound I was making.
I think it's the liquid that he drinking, Shan. It's got to his brain. Robert had a breakup this week, so you gotta pray for him. You know what I mean?
I had a who?
That's why he's so emotional. You know what I mean?
You said I had a who?
He had a bad breakup.
It's happening.
Hey, listen. Not Colin's not here. Cliff is not here, so I gotta pick on somebody. So Robert, you don't realize it, but you're my little brother. So I got 5 years on buck. Anyway, man, Chris Davis in Atlanta, Georgia, man, by way of Buffalo, New York. Y'all go to my Instagram profile, _Chris Davis. Check out the links in my bio. I'm going to give you priority access to my brand new book. You heard Miss TJ come up here and say that you need to learn how to properly vet. And my book is going to guide you to the source of your own power, where the questions you ask within the book are going to take the emotions out of dating and allow you to really see the true person. It'll walk you through that fairly easy, and it's called The Ultimate Vetting Guide. I would love your support. Even if you don't buy it for yourself, it's a great gift to give to someone who is single and wants to date, and is looking at a potential partner, you want to support Black businesses, Cyber Monday, whatever, just buy the damn book. I agree that this has been a phenomenal show. I also want to say it does look like Robert is broadcasting from walls with cinder block, but I'm not going to say, just really weird that he has cinder block back there.
My little sister hooked me up, and I love it.
I don't understand what that is. Anyways,
Oh, come on, bro.
Is that Raleigh? Huey?
Y'all have an amazing night, man. Shan, hit us with that outro music, man.
All right, so Wes, let's hear it. Let's hear that freestyle, Mr. Rapper. Now's your chance.
Hey, did you guys see where Carla? Did you guys see what Carla wrote? She said that there's some young girls over in Clubhouse. Here, I'll put it on the screen. She said some girls in Clubhouse, young women,
to the old women.
Don't listen to the old women. I understand why. Because unlike TJ Randolph, most of the older women give bad advice to the younger women. I don't even want young women listening to most of the older women's advice, because most of the older women's advice is the advice that's going to guide them straight to the Golden Girl group. It's going to guide them straight to the situation that the older women are currently in themselves.
One of the other problems I find with
TJ Randolph is
rare.
TJ is a rare. I wish more women was like TJ, but in my experience, they're not. At least the ones in my age range, at least the women that's my age, 49, 50, they're not giving the advice that TJ gives. They're telling them to not even consider marriage. Don't even think about getting in a relationship until you're 30. Get your bag, go to school, pay attention to your career, and then start considering a relationship 5 years away from geriatric pregnancy.
It's how I was breaking it down. Is because it gives them a competitive advantage. Well, why should I give them a competitive advantage when I didn't have a competitive advantage? That's what I'm saying. They're just like trying to hold all the information. It's competitive. It's competitive advantage, and then it's just ego, because I'll be admitting their wrongs. And who wants to do that?
Yeah, one of the things that I realized about older women and just older people in general, or people that have not been dating has transmorphed so much that the information that they provide is so outdated, and so it's not relevant or current. So what ends up happening is they don't want to listen to somebody that doesn't know how to talk to them in the language of today.
They're out of touch.
Some things are applicable, but not everything. Like some people think even now, you don't need to multi-date. You need to stop talking to multiple people and wait for one person to just, no, you're gonna be sitting on your hands. What kind of idiotic nonsense is that? Anyways, so that's just my thought, man. Did you hit the outro music, Shannon? Because this don't sound like it.
No, we on the outro. We got 1 minute left.
This music sound different, bro.
I love this song. I love hearing it.
It's our song.
Oh.
Wes, you got less than a minute to bust that freestyle, man.
I'm working on this. Oh, I got it.
Wes is heartbroken because Rob left him. You're breaking my heart. Yeah.
It be your own people, man. It be your own people. Black on black violence.
Superhero on superhero violence.
Yo, you know what's crazy though? Our chemistry is still so dope, and I mean it's been a year, and I think the only one I've met is